Welcome, everyone. My name is Mary Gomez-Kokkinos, and I'm here with my partner, Christine Bendana, and we are from the Child Nutrition Solutions. And we're excited to have you join us today. Whether this is your first administrative review or you're looking for some fresh insights, you're in the right place. Over the years, we've gained valuable experience navigating these reviews, and we're here to share our best practices with you.
Hello, I'm Christine, and so today we're going to walk you through the purpose of an administrative review. We're also going to help you get an idea of the timeline so that you can plan accordingly. Also, what to expect, such as the documents and what the reviewer may ask from you, and also how to stay ahead of the game by practicing everyday compliance. So remember, this process is meant to help your program thrive, and we're here to support you every step of the way. So let's just go ahead and dive in. So, understanding the purpose of an administrative review, I know it seems a little bit scary or a little bit daunting, but really the purpose of the administrative review, or we may reference it as AR, is to ensure that your school lunch program is operating with the federal guidelines of the National School Lunch Program. Really, it's just a process that's designed to help programs like yours stay compliant with federal regulations and really ultimately ensure that the kids are receiving a healthy meal, you're having a quality program. The review is not really meant to catch you doing something wrong. Really, it's an opportunity to fine tune your program and also address any potential gaps that you may have.
Exactly, Christine. Think of it as a system of checks and balances. The goal here is to support your success by ensuring that you have the resources and understanding to maintain a high quality program. It's also a way to demonstrate that the federal funding you receive is being used appropriately, benefiting both you and the community.
All right, so next let's talk about the timeline. So typically you're going to receive a notification letter of your upcoming review several weeks in advance. So this actually gives you some time to prepare all required documentation and address any areas that might need some attention. Usually the process involves some key steps. This is like the pre-review planning, documentation submission. If you're in Texas, it's in TXUMPS, the on-site review, and also the post-review follow-up.
We recommend that you plan your time well. As soon as you receive notification, start gathering all necessary records, including your menu, production records, and procurement documents and financial reports. This preparation phase is crucial, and the earlier you start, the smoother your review will be. A best practice is to carve out time daily or 2 to 3 times a week so that you can focus on the administrative review. You can gather your documents, assess your procedures and processes so that you are more effectively communicating the way things are processed in your district.
So, what to expect during an administrative review? So, typically, this process is about 12 to 14 weeks. There is an offsite portion of the review and also an onsite portion of the review. The offsite includes a review of records, as Mary mentioned. So, this is going to be your documents, production records, also including some processes and procedures. And then is going to be the on-site portion where a reviewer will select a site. They will come and visit the school, do a meal observation. The meal observation may include how they're going to observe how you do counting and claiming for your point of service. They're going to see how you set up your line with the scoops to make sure it's the right appropriate portion sizes for the age groups. Maybe signage on the wall for your health inspection reports on how to identify a reimbursable meal, your Justice for All poster. And so the process does include two pieces, offsite and onsite, and throughout the 12 to 14 weeks, you will be in communication with your reviewer.
You'll also have interviews with key staff, so it's important that your team is prepared and knowledgeable about the program requirements. The reviewer will look for evidence that your program operates in compliance every day, not just during the review, that it is following your procedures that you have communicated to the reviewer. Remember, the goal is transparency and accuracy. And don't worry if something isn't perfect. Reviewers understand that no program is flawless. What they want to see is that you're actively working to address any challenges and are open to feedback.
Okay, so now let's do an overview of the key topics that are covered in the administrative review. So we'll start with procurement, our favorite topic here. Really, all this is looking at how you buy your goods and your services. Your goods include, your food and supplies. Services could be, something along the lines of, let's say your oven breaks down and you have to outsource the service to get it fixed. So during the review, your reviewer is going to look at your purchasing practices to make sure that they are in line with the federal regulations. They're going to make sure that you're following proper bid procedures, you are documenting your purchases, making sure that the vendors meet the required specifications that you requested. And really the key here is transparency, making sure that you have the documentations recorded to ensure that you followed competitive practices and you're getting the best value for your program with your food service funds.
In particular, they'll be looking for documentation that supports fair and open competition, contract compliance, and adherence to your procurement plan. The goal is to ensure that you're spending your program dollars responsibly and ethically.
Okay, so next up is the meal access and reimbursement. Really, this portion of the review is going to examine how you manage eligibility determination, including your processes for, determining the status of free, reduced, and paid. In addition, you'll need to show that you're also accurately documenting your meal counts and submitting claims for reimbursement.
The reviewer will want to see that your procedures are fair and consistent for all students. This includes how you handle meal applications, direct certification, and the confidentiality of student information. Correct meal counting and claiming is essential, as errors here can impact your program's funding.
So for meal pattern and nutritional quality, really all this is assessing whether your menus meet the required meal patterns and nutrition standards set by USDA. This is going to include meeting the daily and weekly requirements for food components such as your fruits, veggies, your grains, your protein, your milk, as well as staying within the calorie limits, sodium, and also fat limits.
You'll need to provide documentation like production records, standardized recipes, CN labels that show your meals align with nutrition standards. This section is all about ensuring that students receive a well balanced, nutritious meal that meets the guidelines.
Okay, on to another fun topic, resource management. I know this sounds a little daunting, but really all this is looking at the financial side of your school lunch program. The review is going to look at your how you manage your school food service funds. This looks at your budget, your revenues, and your expenditures. And key areas are just ensuring that your program is operating at a nonprofit and that the funds are really solely being used for school nutrition purposes.
You'll need to demonstrate that conducting regular financial reviews, managing your cash balances appropriately, and following cost principles for allowable expenses are demonstrated in ensuring proper use of federal dollars. Sound financial management is critical to maintaining the integrity of your program.
And then we have the general program compliance portion of the review, and this is going to look at a variety of operational areas such as civil rights compliance, food safety plans, your wellness policies, and really looking at the program and making sure that it's inclusive and it's equitable for all participants, and that you have a HACCP plan in place for food safety, and just making sure that your wellness initiatives are also being implemented effectively.
They'll also be looking at things like professional standards and whether your staff are receiving the required training hours. The goal here is to ensure that your program is running smoothly and in compliance with overarching requirements.
And then, if you are also operating other federal programs, such as the after school snack program, the fresh fruit and vegetable program, and special milk program, Those areas will also be reviewed, so just make sure you have your processes and procedures in place and that you are maintaining documentation for those areas.
Each of these programs have specific requirements, and you'll need to provide the necessary documentation to show that you're in compliance. For example, with the after school snack program, the reviewer will look at how you track attendance and serve snacks that meet the meal pattern. The goal is to ensure that these supplemental programs are provided to the intended benefit of your students. By understanding these key areas, you'll be well prepared for your administrative review. And remember, there is a chance to fine tune your program. Showcase your hard work and continue providing quality meals to your students. The best way to ensure a successful review is to practice everyday compliance. This means consistently following requirements and regulations, maintaining proper documentation, and training your staff regularly. When compliance becomes part of your daily routine, the administrative review becomes much less intimidating. Make compliance part of your culture by implementing regular self assessments and spot checks. This not only helps you to stay prepared for the review, but also ensures that your program is providing the best possible service to your students year round.
Yeah, absolutely. So we know you've got this. We know all of the hard work that you put in and day out. And, with just a little bit of preparation and just practicing everyday compliance, your administrative review is going to be a good experience and a valuable opportunity for you to strengthen your program. But as always, if you need some one-on-one help, here is a link to our website. Feel free to contact us and we'll be happy to help you through the process. Thanks, everyone. Have a good day.